Are you looking for more clearance on the back side of your RZR Pro XP? What about a heavy-duty build aluminum lifetime warranty radius arm? Well, SuperATV's got you covered, and today we're going to show you how to get them installed. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove your rear wheels and tires. We've already done this, and we've also went through and loosened up all our hardware just for demonstration purposes. So the first thing we're going to do, so we'll go ahead and remove our nut off our shock bolt, and we'll grab a hold of the bottom of the trailing arm here, pick up until we can get our shock bolt completely removed. Then we'll pick up on the trailing arm and we'll go ahead and remove our sway bar link bolt as well. So once we've done that, it's going to allow everything to drop out. We'll just kind of pull our sway bar link out of the way, pull our shock out of the way, and now our suspension's fully dropped, so we can move this trailing arm around. We can get our bolts out and everything like that. But first we need to go ahead and remove our brake line holder. Again, we've already loosened our hardware. Let's go ahead and remove the nut on both of our bolts. They're both going to be 10 millimeters on the top and bottom. Once we've done that, let's grab a hold of it, remove it, and we can go ahead and remove our upper radius arm. There'll be an 18 socket and an 18 wrench on this. Let's pick up, wiggle your trailing arm around, the radius arm will drop out, and just flip it out of the way. Then come down here to the lower radius arm, remove the hardware as well, wiggle it around until our bolt will come free, pull our radius arm out, let it hang. Now as you can see, our trailing arm, it's all the way hung down like that. Kind of puts a lot of pressure on this axle. We'll just go ahead and slide our shock bolt back in, just so we're not putting a big strain on that axle. We're not creasing the boot or anything like that. So right there, we got the shock in it. So now it's not going to droop as far. That way we don't hurt our axle. We don't want to crease that boot. Whenever you crease the boot, it's prone to tear, rip, just causes all kinds of issues. So throw your shock bolt back in, then we'll repeat all these steps for the opposite side. So now that we have our radius arms removed from our knuckles on each side, we're going to go through and we're going to remove this rear panel here. Let's remove all the T40s. There'll be 3 on each side, 1 at the top, 1 in the center, and 1 at the bottom. We'll just set this panel aside. Now it's going to be time to remove our radius arms. So what I like to do is go ahead and remove the lowers first. You just take your wrench and you could slide it down through here, get on the head of the nut, then you just take your socket, remove it this way. Ours are already all loosened up, but we'll just go ahead and remove our nut. I like to loosen the nut all the way to the point to where it's past the nylock, so that way I can reach my hand in here. Otherwise, sometimes I like to drop up underneath the transmission and they're pretty difficult to get to. So you get them to about this point right here where they're pretty loose, and then you just stick your hand in here and you'll just loosen them up. And we'll just pull our bolt out for each of our radius arms. We'll set our radius arms aside. For the top, remove them. And let's go ahead and remove our rear plate as well as our upper radius arms. So now it's time to go ahead and install our new SuperATV build aluminum radius arms. We're going to make sure that we grab our new provided radius arm plate. So what we're going to do is grab an upper radius arm, make sure our bushings are in. And the curved portion needs to be facing outward. So it has a curvature to it. You also want to make sure that it's facing outward, otherwise it won't line up. So we'll take a bolt, slide it through our radius arm. Get our radius arm bolt through the frame. Reach through, start our nut on the back side. Just go ahead and get it kind of hand tight. And we'll grab the opposite side, slide it into position here. Slide the bolt through. We'll take our upper radius arm, just kind of lay them up here on the trailing arm, get them out of the way. We'll grab our lower radius arms. Get our radius arm plate slid back enough so we can slide the radius arm in there. Get the holes lined up. Go ahead and reach through and get our nut started on our bolt. started on this bolt as well. I'm gonna go through and fully tighten all the hardware. Then we're going to go ahead and attach our upper radius arm to the knuckle. We'll just get it lined up, just like that. We'll do the same thing for the lower radius arm. Go ahead and get our nuts started, and then do the same thing for the opposite side. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get our nuts started back on our shock bolt, get our sway bar link back into position. We'll have to adjust it per side. The other side's still hooked up, so we'll have to get the shock on this side over here. Pick up on the trailing arm, shock bolt reinstalled. We can come over here, get our sway bar link bolt back in. So once we have our shocks hooked back up, sway bar link hooked back up, we'll go ahead and reinstall the rear portion of our fascia here. Once we have it all started, we'll go ahead and fully tighten it all. Then you'll just want to go through, fully tighten all of your hardware, reinstall your factory components that you haven't already. Then you'll just want to sit it down on the ground, make sure your camber is set correctly. Every machine is going to vary a little bit, so you may have to adjust it. Once you've adjusted it and got it set, make sure that you tighten your jam nuts here. And that's how super easy it is. Install SuperATV's high clearance billet aluminum radius arms on the Pro XP. For more information on these radius arms or any of SuperATV's great products, feel free to give us a call at 855-743-3427 or check us out online at superatv.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.